Yes, well, the movie Nobody does originate from a personal experience. I live in a city, I live in Los Angeles, and we had a home break-in at our house with a person who was on different substances. And as a result, they were not really present. So it was a dangerous and scary experience for my family. We kept things to minimum amount of damage and danger, and the police came and took the person away. And the remains, though, was a feeling of frustration and anger. And I thought I could tap into that to launch an action character's journey of vengeance. So it was to use those feelings and to play them out on the screen in a safe place, not in reality. But it did originate from a true experience. But of course, the movie Nobody goes to mythic places with bad guys representing the Russian mob, and my character having a past as a very violent guy. So it starts in a kind of very real feeling place, but it goes to a magical, big conceptualized world, and it's great fun.
So I felt like, when you see an action movie, it's rare where you see like this level of honesty about what's it like to be a guy, just living a normal life. Your wife is earning more money than you are, and you are working at her dad's place and with her asshole brother. And, you take the bus every day and you feel like you are nobody. What does that do to your marriage? What does it do to how you feel about yourself? And I think in that way, I think it's just really smart. It really speaks to the experience of a lot of guys, and especially when viewed against the lens of masculinity and how, what pressure is being put on guys to be like all these, like you have to be rich, you have to be super successful, you have to be strong, you have to have a six-pack, you have to never be scared. And that is almost impossible. And so in this fantasy, here's a guy who actually is so much like the guys that are at home watching, but they get this fantasy fulfillment of, oh, what if I wake up and I become that tiger that I really am inside, and I really just embrace my own power. In an action film, that means knowing how to do action, and then that, in fact, waking up and taking a look at yourself and stating, I'm not happy this way and I've had enough. Can that reignite your relationship?
Well, crazy. When I read the script, I was like, wow, this is fun, right? And then and when you get it, sometimes you don't get the cast who's going to be in there, right? And then when they told me who it was, I was like, wait a minute. Of course, I'm a fan of Bob Odenkirk, and you watch him in Better Call Saul, but Christopher Lloyd, it's like, that's like a childhood hero, right? I'm trying to go back to the future. It's like I'm back to the future. You know what I mean? It's like I'm in some other space world working with him. So it was that was really something that was hard to say no to. Yeah, working on set with Christopher Lloyd and Bob Odenkirk was stimulating, fun, historical, and just something that, that if they wanted to do it again, I would. I'm open for a second date on this one.
My involvement in the project started when I got the script. I just said Bob Odenkirk, attached to star, Derek Kolstad wrote, have a look. And I remember for my first pass or read through, I was like, I am very intrigued. Let's see if I can talk to Bob and how he'll feel about what I think the movie is about. And I got on the phone with Bob and I just pitched him my take on the story. And I think it caught him off guard in the sense that I said, I think this might be wrong, guys, but I think it's a movie about addiction. It's about a guy who has squashed his love for violence and action, and he's a very unhappy man because of it. And everything he does in the film, everything that bad happens to him and his family is because of his own choices. He really is the anti-hero. But we portray him as a hero. We, make it very obvious in a way. But if you look just a little bit beneath the surface, you'll see that it's a very counterintuitive story.
Yeah, when I first heard about the story, it was sort of a combination of things. First, at 87 North, we're always looking for opportunities to find characters that are really complex, that are layered and detailed and specific and have, really special arcs that relate to some of the experiences that we're all having in our normal lives. And this did that in spades, and then allowed you to talk about subject matter like, underappreciated dads and getting your mojo back. And, and then gave you this context of like, how does this guy fight? What does he use to get through the day and to really get to what he needs out of it? Hutch bought into the American dream. White picket fence, wife, 2 kids, the perfect sort of situation. He's got a 9-to-5 that has probably turned him off to some degree. He's just kind of going through the motions. And when he has, and when his domain is invaded and he doesn't have the wherewithal and the propensity to fight back, I think gets really mad at himself. And I think he's like, oh, wow. I think it's a revelation that I'm not doing all I can to protect my family, to protect my home, to be my best self. And something flips and he decides to get his mojo back. And in the meantime, the family realizes that he's changing too. And Connie and he find a path back because there's a lot of love there all the way through. It's just been lost in the mundaneness of just ordinary sort of patterns. And, and then why not heighten that to the point where we're also kicking ass the whole time?
Well, look, I do think the character in Nobody is relatable to a lot of people. And I even think of this great moment where I've got the gun out and I'm yelling, give me the kitty cat bracelet. And I'm really mad. And I just picture every parent in the backseat of their car trying to find the kitty cat bracelet or the thing that their child lost that means so much to their kid. And they're frustrated and they've got 30 things to do right now and they can't find that damn bracelet. And they're in their mind, they're feeling the way Hutch is with the gun out. Give me that goddamn kitty cat bracelet. So there's a lot of feelings in it that are blown up to mythic proportions in our movie, but they're relatable. The feeling of having, kids, but having your neighbor who's like a single guy who's got a really cool sports car and he's bragging about it to you and your son kind of looks at him and thinks, that guy's cool. My dad isn't cool. And you're the dad sitting there going, yeah, whatever, I'm not cool. I wish I had your car and you wish you could steal it and go on a joyride like Hutch does. There are so many, and again, it's blown up into a big fable, but the feelings are the feelings of being a good parent who tamps it down, maintains equilibrium, doesn't let their feelings carry them away, and manages life as you're supposed to. But in a movie, you get to just go off unhinged, off on a mythic quest. That's what movies can be.
Yeah, I think we just both are just very intuitive people, and he's a very intuitive guy in addition to being really fun. And I think we both just came from experience, life experience, and just saying relationships can be hard, and I think we just went for the truth of the moment, the truth of what was written into the scenes. And I think that really felt true when we were doing the scenes as well. And it was really nice because, we were out in normal houses, normal things. And you don't get to see that either very much in films, just what's it like to be Mr. and Mrs. Nobody, somebody, and that's the majority of people in this world. And I just really liked being inside of that story, normal people.
You can rely on me. If you need me, I'm going to show up. And that's what Harry is in this film. He's somebody that he's needed by the family. He's going to show up for the family.
Yeah, I mean, Nobody is honestly a phenomenal picture. It's about a guy, it's about a guy feeling, how a lot of people feel in life, turned off, shut down. How do we get our mojo back? And that theme, coupled with extraordinary action that you've never seen before, is why you want to go to this movie.
In theaters only March 26th.